Hello, YouTube, and welcome to episode 2. Um, Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in again. Really appreciate it for anybody who does watch these. And today we're joined by Del Rey, one of our good friends. We've known him for a couple of years. He's a really good guy. Keep the conversation going pretty well. So we start off just kind of being a little juvenile, talking about some stuff. You'll find out soon enough. But I decided to add some segments to the podcast, a little more structure rather. And I have a movie segment that we talk about the Lighthouse. So spoiler warning for the Lighthouse if anybody hasn't seen it. Click off this video or skip it. And we talk about we have a disc golf segment. So I really want to find like a nice, quirky, fun name to these. So if anybody's watching, post a quirky name about the movie segment and disc golf segment in the comments below, and I'll shout you out if I find one that's good enough. Gameplay wise, we have our first request. Luna wanted us to play some Flash games, so I went on played some Flash games. I think on Addicting Games and Cool Math for Kids. I've never really played Flash games, but he wanted me to do it, so we're gonna please the audience, right? Um, if you guys want to see any other gameplay or anything, just leave a message, leave a comment, a like, subscribe if you want. No big deal. Or consider subscribing. Um, Other than that, have fun, enjoy, guys. This is a good one. Bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Not So InstaQ podcast. Today we got Tristan.
Hello.
Coming back. We got Tonkar
What's up?
and our first ever guest officially is Del Rey.
Hello.
Joining us mobilely from an undisclosed location because he got lost because that stupid idiot lives in Canada.
Yeah, somewhere
Oh,
in the
did you
middle of
know
Western
If
Canada.
you if you Google undisclosed location, an Air Force base pops up.
That's convenient.
Yep.
Shut up.
Why'd you do that? Just Google that? Just randomly?
Do you know if you Google
Yeah,
how to make a bomb, the
my
FBI shows up at your front door?
My friend,
Really?
he was at an Air Force base, and he said, "Yeah, if you Google it, we show up." And they have a swimming pool there, and it says something in the pool, I guess.
That's cool.
That's kind of
Um,
cool.
That's the Air Force.
So I got a good story for you guys.
Okay.
I thought I got robbed by a old lady the other day.
What?
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
So
This is new to me.
I've been saving this. So
Okay.
I went grocery shopping, and I went to a grocery store, obviously. And there's
Obviously.
two old ladies there, and they're like trying to get people's attention. And they're like, "Hey, you want to make $10?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Hi," but it was like before she asked me that. There was this moment where I looked at her and she looked at me, and she was gonna say something like, "Please don't say anything to me, lady." And she's like, "Hey, you want to make $10?" And I was like, "What do you guys need?" And I obviously knew they didn't have a ride home. I mean, it was quite obvious. I was like, "What do you guys need?" She's like, "Well, we live over near the Wendy's, which is far from where I was."
Yeah.
And they're like, "We'll give you $10." And I was like, "Okay, I don't need the money. That's fine." And I was like, "Just be really safe because of what's going on right now." And so I gave them. One of them didn't have any gloves, so I gave them some gloves. I made them put on hand sanitizer, and we loaded their junk up in my car. And we drove. And I'm talking to them, and it's like a 4 or 5 minute drive. And I unload their
That's not too bad.
stuff. I unload their stuff, and the entire time I was like, "You don't have to pay me. It's fine. It's no big deal. I'm just trying to be a nice guy, doing nice things." And I unload her stuff, and then she puts the money in my jacket pocket, right?
Okay.
And she shoves it in there. She's like, "Just keep that. You earned that." And I was like, "Okay, dude, whatever." And I go to another grocery store to get chicken.
Yeah.
Because the one I go, I either has chicken, but it's really bad, and the other one just has fresh. It has fresh chicken. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like that shit is killed, cut, and sold the same day. It feels like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I go there, and I'm you kind of do a mental checklist of everything you have. I was
Yeah.
like, I got my keys, I got my phone, I got my grocery list. I don't have my wallet.
Oh no.
And I had there is this briefest of moment, like a 10-minute period where I'm driving like, that bitch ass old lady fucking picked my pocket.
Oh my god.
And I was
It's so funny.
I was furious. There's a moment I'm like, I'm gonna drive my ass back over there. I'm a bust her kneecaps, dude. Cause I look around. It's like, oh, it's not this pocket. It's not this. It's like, I start panicking. I'm going nuts at this point. I pull over, and I like tear my car apart. And every time I don't find it, like after like not finding it in a certain area, I'm like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this old lady, dude. I'm gonna beat the shit out of her. I unfortunately found it at the bottom of the bag. One of the bags.
Unfortunate?
Dude, I was angry, dude. I was filled with rage, and I found it. I then I was like, I found it, and I was like really satisfied I found my wallet, but at the same time, I was slightly disappointed that I wasn't gonna be able to go and beat someone up.
Ben's like, I'll fucking do it anyways.
Dude,
I'll do it anyways.
I'll do it anyways. I don't need an excuse anymore. This shit's got me crazy.
He's wilding out here.
You're already a psychopath for picking someone up and driving them home.
Yeah, man, what the
Oh,
fuck?
so I have a story about that. So,
Oh,
it was so my family went out to dinner, and we were kind of, I guess since this is whatever. So we're in Urbandale, and we're kind of on like the
Doxed.
like west side of it, and near Burley Mall. And so you know, my parents came from work. My dad came from work. My mom brought us. So it's two different cars. So I went home with dad. I was gonna go home with my dad. And Hunter was going home with mom, because you know we just whatever. And
Yeah.
so this lady comes up to my dad and was like, "Oh, are you says his name, you know?" And he's like, "Oh, hello." And then she kind of says, it kind of like from whatever he was working at the time. And he's like, "Okay." And it's like, "I don't have a ride. Can you give me a ride?" So we're like, "Okay, whatever." So you know, because it's like a coworker from work, right?
yeah.
So as we're driving, you know, it's kind of awkward in the car. And she's trying to talk to me because I'm kind of young. I'm younger, and so we
Why
drop
do they
her
always
off.
talk to the kid, man? I don't.
Oh, because people talk to kids.
It's so creepy.
And so we drop her off, and my dad looks at me and is like, I don't know who that was.
Are you serious?
Because he's like, yeah, I thought I worked with her, and then he's like, as the car ride progressed, I realized I didn't know who she was.
Oh my fuck.
Because we dropped her off in a kind of a sketchy area,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad was like, ooh, that was not a good choice.
She's low-key planted drugs in your car.
I guess.
Fuck.
Yeah,
That's my story.
I was only turned off because it was two old ladies, like minimum age 65, and I was like, there's no way they could do anything bad.
They're like low-key Vietnam's like fucking spies. They're just like masters of it. They just pickpocket you at any will. They just use their granny-ish charm to fool a nice young man.
Yeah. Oh God, I was ready, dude. I was so ready.
So, lesson learned: never help people.
Yep.
Ever.
Never. I've learned my lesson. I got off with a warning this time, like a cosmic warning.
Yeah, the universe is like, please, Ben.
It's like,
Please.
dude,
Stop.
just stop. So, did any of you guys watch a YouTuber? His name's General Sam.
No.
I've seen a couple of his videos.
He makes some Tarkov videos. He makes some top-notch videos. And I recommend anybody listening to this, go give him a watch because he's pretty good. But he also has a podcast, and on his podcast he has this ongoing question. Okay, and so I'll give him. That's why I'm giving him credit here. And the question is, when you go to wipe, do you wipe sitting down or standing up?
What?
I don't. Okay.
It depends.
It depends.
Hold on.
How messy is it gonna be?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Just pump the brakes here.
What are we talking about?
You're a
Bro.
switch hitter.
So do you wipe your ass sitting up or sitting down on the toilet, or standing up or sitting down?
It depends. Sometimes.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
Both.
Not both.
You like start on the ground and then pop your ass up just to get the last bit. Like what?
I don't know, because sometimes you need extra room.
Bro, if I stand up, my cheeks slap together like like
Ew.
like flapjacks, man. They get stuck. I got too much hair down there.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Like it's a vacuum seal at that point, man.
Oh. Well, I don't have quite that problem, so.
Oh, there you go.
If you do it standing up, he might suck you up.
Yeah, man.
Jeez.
What do you do, Tristan?
I stand up.
You do the right way. That's
Are
right.
you ser-
Yeah, no, I stand up too. It's the
Okay.
right way.
What?
First off, I'm big as shit, right? So if I lean forward on a toilet, that toilet's coming with me. Right?
There's a
So I have to physically stand up because I probably won't be able to wipe if I lean
Bro,
forward.
what the fuck?
That's.
I feel like it's an
Why
American
is this a
thing.
question?
I feel like it's an American thing to fucking stand up.
No, so he did a
Well,
poll.
okay, let's be real here. Like, who else talks about this?
So General Sam did a poll, and I think it was like 57% of people sit down, and 43% stand up.
Oh, so it's almost an
What
even
the
split.
fuck?
So 57 people are doing it the wrong way.
No,
Yes!
dude.
Dude, stand. Dude, when you stand
I
up,
feel
you get like such a better like movement on it.
Dude, my balls could like slap against it, and then I could get like
Then just
Kinda
wipe your balls, dude.
This is out of control.
messy.
But
Oh my god.
here's the real question:
I'm
do you
gonna
wipe
drink
from the
more.
front or do you wipe from the back?
With guys, it doesn't matter.
I started
the-
the
Okay.
front
the
being the
front.
bottom.
Wait, hold
no,
up.
like the
What?
testicle side or like the ass side?
Testicle? Yes. Which one?
Testicle side.
Yeah, me too.
You are a mad.
That's the
You
same.
stand up and go from behind,
Yeah,
Dude,
like
how,
a monkey's.
dude. I'm wiping shit away from my cock and balls. What?
Dude, it's a scooping motion. You're not supposed to.
Actually, I retract my statement. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. I just do it. I have to think.
Dude, if it's like
I
really
don't
bad,
know.
you use like the wet wipes. Like that's my solution for it. If it's like
or you,
nasty.
do you ever
I
just
don't
damp the
think people do
toilet
that.
paper sometimes?
But I can't think about it because since I work with kids and I just think I'm not a baby. I'm not using this.
Oh, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. Like I
Like, I
said,
get
got
it.
a lot
Some
of
people say
hair,
they
so
can't
it
go
helps-
back.
It helps keep things clean.
Jesus.
It's important.
Like if I go backwards with it, man, it can get stuck in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it's gonna get wiped into your taint anyway. So
But it's
just
easier to clean my
pull it
taint than my
back.
ass hair.
not really.
Dude, yeah, I have to
It's about the
shower
same
with my ass
distance.
hair.
You have to like reach in between your legs, like under your balls.
Dude,
Super
I'm sorry
awkward.
I can touch my toes, Tristan.
Okay, man. Okay, man.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! Like, so
Hurt a little
you
bit.
start at the you start at the top
I'm
and
sorry,
go down.
Tristan, I love you.
Dude, I start at the
You're
bottom and
fast.
go up. But Tristan, do you like spread your legs a little, like get set and then do it?
I mean, yeah, you kind of squat and then like you get
Yeah!
whatever hand you're not wiping with, you spread your ass cheek. You wipe.
Now,
Bro.
here's a question: do you clean your butthole in the shower?
If you don't, you're nasty.
Dude, yeah, what the fuck, man?
Dude, that is sometimes a highlight, you know, of taking a
I
shower.
don't stick
I
the
don't think
shower
so.
head
I don't
down there, but like I definitely
think
clean
that's-
it.
Well, like you know, in like you have like swamp ass, or like it's a hot day and you're taking a cool shower.
Dude,
You
after
like
cool-
you
baseball,
like-
oh.
Yeah, or like after like going outside and running around, it's like you come back and you take a shower and you get it in. You get like that perfect like flow, just like you turn that jet hose on. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you, Ben. I think we all understand what you're going for here.
Picking up what you're putting down.
You like prostate massage.
Oh
We
shit!
got
He likes it when they put the gloves on. He knows it's gonna be a good day.
He's like, oh boy.
Hell
Bro,
Yes.
Corona must be turning Ben on like crazy, man. Somebody
could
come
not-
with gloves.
Do you know what they do? How they test for that? They stick like a Q-tip, like they pretty much try to touch your brain with the Q-tip.
Yeah, it's a
They
really
stick
long
them way up your nose. It's
just-
insane.
It's like those Egyptian freaking like,
Yeah,
and they
that's what
like
it is.
scramble the brains. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's called.
I'd rather have them literally just take blood out of my arm than do that.
Yeah, why don't they take? Why aren't they?
I don't know, because it's
I feel like
less.
blood tests would be easier.
It's less invasive.
But, like
invasive.
stool samples.
Oh, I'm going to enter your body. I'm entering, dude. Can't you like touch? If you like touch the brain, it can cause some form of damage because it's like super sensitive.
That was an example. They don't actually go that. They don't touch your brain, but it just feels like it.
Okay.
My wife is shaking her head at me, like it's not invasive or
Dude,
whatever.
when in doubt, the woman is always right.
Well, she's also a doctor, so.
Well, yeah, she's definitely right then.
100%
What'd you
wrong.
say? It is very uncomfortable. Yes.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah,
I
I'd
feel
rather
like
have.
doctors can't enjoy it either because they have to like,
No, that'd suck. Like I meant, like you'd be like, hey, stay still, person.
hey, I'm
You're
just gonna
right.
shove this so far up your nose, you're gonna like cough out your ears.
I would enjoy it so much if I was a doctor and had to do that. Oh,
Just, you're a freaking psychopath.
just
bro.
torture people, just like, hey, oops, oh man, it's kind of stuck in there.
Oops, there was a toothpick instead of a like ear swab or whatever.
Dude, you're like the freaking like nurse's assistant like jiggles the needle and she's like, "Oh, I missed the vein. I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
Like,
Or she like
bro,
kind of like dartboards it into your arm, like
I
Yeah,
hate those
that's-
people.
stabs it a
they-
little bit
Then they
harder
call the
than.
flight nurses, and they're like,
She's
they
like-
can't get you.
She's like she had a
The
bad
worst.
day, and so she just fucking piles that thing in, just drives it in.
Oh, one time I tried to give blood when I was in high school, and I was a wrestler, so I didn't. I'm trying to like maintain my weight, so I didn't drink any water. And
Oh
you're
my
supposed
god.
you're supposed to be hydrated when you give blood, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was not. I was like the opposite of hydrated.
Bro, you
And,
passed out.
I did not. Luckily, my brother wasn't allowed to because he was no wait, my brother, did he pass out? He passed out the second time, but not this time. So this time they're trying to get blood. They can barely get the needle in, right? But
Okay.
they're like, you're in there, so we have to get blood, and it's just like it's not coming out freely. Like I'm squeezing my hands a lot. And it's just like sludge coming out of my body because it's like not hydrated enough
Yeah.
Oof.
to like flow correctly. So it's just like it's kind of thicker.
Can you have like a
And-
stroke doing that?
I don't know. That'd have been awkward.
That would have been awkward.
But so like but then she like it took her like 4 tries per arm to get in.
Oh.
So like the next day I'd have these like giant bruises like on
Looked
the
like you
inside
did
of my
heroin.
arms. Yeah, it was awful. And then
He's
next thing
actually
I get blood,
injecting
I'm
for his
like I'm
next
just
match.
drinking water. And then my brother he bent his elbow because he passed out.
Oh,
When he gave blood,
Oh.
because he was on like the on the weight limit side, he was on the low side for it, to donate. But like he passed, so he wanted to give blood anyway, and he passed out, bent his elbow, like it was a mess.
That's
Sometimes,
Whoa.
when I do acupuncture, and
so,
sometimes,
dude. Oh.
sometimes after, like, the needle comes out when he pulls the needle out, it has a like mini like, it almost looks like a volcano, where it's like,
Oh, dude.
like a little squirt. It's like literally, it's like one like burst of like energy, and then he just wipes it away and it doesn't bleed anymore. But like, one time he
Like
did
the
a.
Las Vegas fountain.
Las Vegas,
Oh,
just shoot straight up in the air. You
Yeah.
don't floss, do you?
No.
but there was like, fuck! I just told me side. Sorry, it's alright.
I'm so sorry.
But I forgot where I was going, so must not be.
talking about acupuncture.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
it like volcanoes a little bit, and this one time, it was on like my foot or maybe like my forearm, and he takes it out, and it squirts really high, like it squirts a good like 2 feet up, and it's like this little like string of blood. It just
Oh.
and it like flies. It squirts like 2 feet up, and it flies like across the room and lands on the carpet. And he's like, "Huh." He's like, "I've never seen that before."
Jesus.
And that just like bending your elbow, that just reminded me of that. I don't think I'm
think it
allowed to
was-
get blood.
I shouldn't, but
I think it's
I don't
because
know.
I have to do some more testing to figure out if I can or not.
Unless someone was dying, I hate to be that guy, but like I definitely couldn't. Like it hurts so bad.
It doesn't hurt that bad. It's like once you get poked, then it hurts, and then you're fine afterwards. It's just like
Dude,
getting
it's
through the
so
initial.
like needles scare me so much.
Yeah,
Like
I mean
it's
it makes
actually
sense
crazy.
why.
Well, like I watched, I think it was Final Destination, whatever that movie is.
oh
about
my
just, like,
god.
But I
Statement
remember,
number
I don't
one.
know. There was some horror movie I was watching, and it was like a scene where this guy's like lying on an acupuncture table. It might have just been a nightmare. I don't know. But like,
It sounds like one.
this dude's just lying on an acupuncture table, and there's an earthquake, and he like falls off the table with all the needles in his back. And he
Oh
like flips, and it just like it looks like a cheese grater. Like he just like
Oh.
oh, and like
The-
ever since then, I've been like I can't do.
The thing about those acupuncture needles is you can literally break. They're like super fucking thin and they're hollow, so like you can easily break them and they're super fragile.
Yes,
But,
like oh.
I used to be afraid of needles before I did acupuncture, and now I don't really care. You know.
Oh man,
When I went
that
to
would just freak me out.
when I went to get my flu shot though, this last fall maybe, I either almost or did pass out. But she's like, she like stuck the needle in my arm, and she's like, "Dude, you're really calm about that." I was like, "Dude, I've been getting needles stuck in me for like 8 years."
That sounds so bad.
Dude, that's
yeah,
that's
normally it's heroin, but
I was gonna say
Wink.
that's just low key a heroin.
I'm just low key a heroin addict. If you really want to watch a movie that like really makes you cringe, though, there's a movie called The Dentist.
yeah, I tried to avoid those.
Dude,
Oh, dude.
it's a horror movie called The
No.
Dentist, and I mean, I don't
No.
think I need to say anything
No.
else. It's about a killer dentist, dude, and it is
Oh.
it is freaking. I watched the first half of the first one, and I could not finish it. And there's two of them, and I was like, just watch it, just watch it, just watch it. I simply could not fucking watch it. It was, I.
I've had too many bad experiences at a dentist's office. Like, you know how they have to put like the caps on your teeth to like get rid of a cavity or something?
Yeah.
So like I'm lying on the table. He's got two caps in my mouth at the same time. And then they go to put on a third one because they want to do all three cavities at once. So the third
Yeah.
one's on like the top part. So they go to put it on the top part and it pops off and falls into my throat.
Oh hell yeah.
No.
And I'm like, I feel the little screw like scraping against the back of my throat. And I'm like, just start panicking on the doctor's table. And he's like, oh, don't worry about that. This happens sometimes. And I'm just sitting there, petrified at like 13 years old, just on this dude's table, losing my mind.
There's
Like-
no way it happens sometimes. That's never happened. And he's like,
No, that doesn't happen. That happens if you suck at your job, man.
that. This
just
happens
wait for it to
sometimes.
Like, I just don't get it.
This happens sometimes. Yeah, if you're bad at your job, now fucking get this shit out of me.
Yeah, man.
Take your
Like,
little tweezers and pull it out.
Dude, he didn't even reach in with tweezers. He reached in with his glove. He,
Put a hand in your mouth.
I just imagine him.
Like,
He fucking like steadies your head and he's holding like your forehead down and he just like just take your hand back and
Going
just shoves it in your fucking
yeah,
throat.
dude. It was so like I'm just lying there and he's just like you know how when you're like trying to feed like a baby something and you do like the thumb and like your
Yeah.
index finger and you just hold it
Yep.
there. He's like doing that down my throat, trying to reach this small metal ring out.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
oh Jesus.
And he's got like my head tipped back, and he's like, "Don't worry, it'll be all good." And I'm like, "I want to die!" Like just panic attack.
Has anybody ever gotten their wisdom teeth taken out?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my story?
I heard that the worst part about wisdom teeth is when they break the tooth and there's a crunch.
Oh man,
Oh,
you're
they,
like-
I had to get knocked out for mine. Like I was
I
Oh.
was out too.
sedated.
dude, I am making the doctor knock me out for mine, and I am not letting anybody fucking video me or anything because I don't need that anywhere.
I'm done.
Dude, I just want to wake up somewhere else. Like, I want to wake up in bed after it's done. Like, that's it. I have mine coming in right now. And they suck.
I've had I have two in my bottom, and I don't even know if I have to get them taken out or not.
So what happened to mine was that mine had grown into my sinus cavities.
Uh-huh.
So when they pulled it out, so for the next week I had snot and blood coming out of my mouth
Oh,
because there's a hole there now, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's one of my sinus cavities. So it was it's a very good time.
Why do the wisdom teeth fucking exist?
Uh, some people think it's like it was an evolutionary thing. So our mouths used to be bigger, because like some people don't need them taken out because their mouths are big enough, but not everyone's mouth is big enough to accommodate.
Like some of those
something.
ladies out there, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I can fit my whole fist in my mouth.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not super worried about them right now.
I'm gonna need you to send me a video.
I would do that.
Do you have
I
an
would do that.
OnlyFans?
Low key could have an OnlyFans. I don't think
Some
the
people are
girlfriend
into
would like
that.
it too much.
Oh.
So to segue a little, to one of our segments on the podcast, I haven't figured out a title. If anybody figures out a title, post a comment below. But it's our movie segment where one or more of us watches a movie and then we talk about it. Very simple. And this week's movie, Tristan and I watched The Lighthouse with William Dafoe and Robert
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
He made movies after Twilight?
Yeah, he's actually one of the best actors I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
He just got a bad rap. You know what I mean?
He
like
100%.
Twilight. He did okay in Twilight as an actor, even though Twilight was pretty bad. And then he was in this movie, like this, love story about two people, and then the twist ending was he was in 9/11.
What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, I forget what the movie's called, but like it's like this serious like romance, and like
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
yeah, and like it doesn't mention it. There's no foreshadowing that he works there, and the only thing is that it's like it shows like the news is like September 11th, like it shows like today's September 11th or something like
That's
that, right?
so messed
And then
up.
he goes and looks out the window, and it zooms out, and it's the Twin Towers. It's like movie ends, and I'm not kidding you. Movie fucking ends, and it's like, what in the fuck? But he kind of did a couple. I think he did a couple stage things, did some other stuff. But then he was in 2 movies recently. One of them being The Lighthouse, the other one being fuck, what's it called?
Good Time?
Good Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a movie called Good Time, and both of these movies, I watched both of them. I think Tristan also watched both of them.
Yeah.
He's absolutely fantastic in both of them.
Damn.
In Good Time, he plays like a Brooklyn robber.
That's sick.
He pops off on his fucking accent, dude. It is a pretty solid accent.
Yeah, he sounds like he's actually from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And he's like British in real life.
That's
But
really cool.
He sounds like authentic Bronx. It's crazy.
It's like I mean, less of that movie because it's not the one we watched, but like in Lighthouse, he has sort of the same accent. He's from like, I think his character's from like Hudson Bay area.
Okay.
So it could be Canada, but I think it's more like upstate New Yorkish. I think is where he's located at.
Well,
But,
if it's like an older movie, there was like Upper and Lower Canada that were like connected by train to like New York and stuff. So
It could have been. Well, the movie takes place in like 1860.
yeah, that sounds about right.
So, but it's like he was a logger. You know what I mean? What is it called? Lumberjack.
He worked at a
Oh,
lumberman.
lumberjack. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But
A mill worker.
Yeah, mill worker. But he then became a wiki, I think is what it's called,
A wiki.
which is a lighthouseman. He just tends a lighthouse. And
Okay.
the movie is completely black and white.
Oh, that's sick.
And a little behind the scene thing, they didn't just film it in color and then make it black and white. They literally found I forget the aspect ratio because I'm not such a huge film buff, but Tristan, you could tell the aspect ratio of the film is like really squarey and really small. And the camera lens they used was a camera lens from, I think, like 1912 or something, and
That's sick.
it's a legitimate black and white camera, and like the way it films, it's super grainy, so you can see like pores on people's faces, and it just makes for some really like odd looking moments. And it's like black and white, so the lighting was super important. But this movie is absolutely nonstop weird. um, it it starts off pretty normal with William Defoe's character being the captain, and Robert's character being the basically the grunt, doing all the dumb boring stuff. But they also talk in like super heavy slang of like the time, and sometimes it's really hard to follow. And it gets more and more like just insane because they're drinking like super heavy moonshine basically, and they just get drunker and drunker to the point where they're like
They just get lit.
they get lit. They run out of moonshine and then start fucking drinking kerosene.
Oh, dude.
Okay, well, so the reason they're drinking so much is because they run out of water. Or, like, the water isn't clean anymore because a seagull died in like, the well.
Okay.
So then they can't drink any water, and Robert Pattinson's character didn't want to drink in the first place. And
Fair.
then didn't have any water, so he had to start drinking something. And so they started drinking that moonshine.
Yeah.
And then, like, they would get, like, just plastered every single night.
Yeah.
Just, like, singing, like, sea shanties and dancing around and, like, fighting each other. And then they ran out of moonshine. Willem Dafoe's character's like, grab a shovel, and, like, takes him outside, and they dig up another box that he had stashed there just full of booze.
Oh
They
my
drink
God.
that, like, all pretty quickly. And then they're like, well, we're out of drink. I guess let's go get the kerosene for the lamp in the lighthouse. They just start drinking that.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine if they like lit a smoke or something.
Or they're doing it, yeah. They're, like, smoking while they're drinking this.
Yes.
How do they not like? I don't know how the human body really works like that, but like, how would you not just like combust? You know,
Yeah,
That's a very good
like-
question.
maybe because it's I don't know. That's
if you like inhale ash or something, like, wouldn't it be enough to like? Because kerosene lights on fire pretty quick.
I think it's really diluted too in the thing. Like they
I mean,
dilute
Yeah, it would make sense.
but that's my best guess. But there is some fucking weird scenes in this movie. So there's a lot of weird moments, but like one of the highlight early scenes is so William Dafoe is the only one allowed in the lighthouse, and he's like, I tend to light, and and so the Robert Pattinson's character is not allowed up there, and there's a time where he can't sleep at night, and he goes outside, and William Dafoe is like standing straight up, as spread out as he can be, butt ass naked on the glass of the lighthouse.
Was he wiping?
Was he standing up or sitting down?
He was definitely standing up.
He was definitely
The
standing up.
only way to do it.
Dude, even in the fucking 1800s, man. God damn it.
And so like that's like honestly, that's a pretty weird scene. The next one's a little weirder.
What?
So
Wait. Oh,
so
Oh,
Robert Pattinson's character forgets he's working up under the light, but not actually up in the light, and he forgets his cigarettes. And so once again,
One
it's
does.
like it's the middle of the night, and he's going up the stairs and he hears some moaning coming from the top, and he's like he's walking, and you just see this drip of goop coming down. Fucking William Dafoe's up there fucking jerking it. And
Bro.
this entire time he talks about the light as like it's a lady. Like he has this whole monologue earlier about how the light is a lady. You know what I mean? And he loves and
man.
he couldn't have an actual wife. Like his wife is the lighthouse. Right? But it's not weird how he says it. You know what I mean? Like my life is the lighthouse. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because some people are like consumed by their work and all that. So like, but he said you just hear moaning, and he then like looks up and you see this fucking octopus tentacle just like scamper across the top.
What?
Yeah,
Bro. Bro.
but like you know for sure. There's also a lot of masturbation in this film. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 times where these characters are fucking jerking off. and
My goodness.
It's a pretty cool.
and
It sounds a lot like Isolation right now.
actually you're not. Yeah, that's fairly
Like-
true.
Like, just constant.
And
Like, you have nothing better to do.
so it's I don't. It's a really hard movie to explain because
Okay.
nothing happens, but at the same time, this weird shit is going on screen, and you just don't know what the hell's going on.
So, like, whose love child is this? Like, who directed this?
I forget his name. Give me he's the same guy who wrote and directed The Witch. If you ever saw The Witch,
Okay. I think I watched that.
not The Witcher. His name is Robert Edgers.
Okay, so I question that man's sanity, but it actually
did,
sounds like an interesting watch.
Yeah, he did an interview with somebody. I forget who, honestly, and he's like, "Yeah, I just really want to make some freaking weird stuff," and he is succeeding. The Witch also just as fucking nuts, but like what is it? Protestant like era or like like Crucible era.
Yeah.
13.
He's slowly making his way through the
Yeah.
years. Next
But-
thing you know, it'll be a 2000.
So like one of the best scenes is after this drinking. So the William Dafoe's character's name is Thomas, and
Mhm.
Robert Robert Pattinson's character's name is Ephraim Winslow, or so you think, because
Okay.
he when he was doing lumberyard work, he killed his foreman or let his foreman
yeah.
die.
No.
Oh, so he like
He then took his name and then he's like how he says it is Tom. His character's name is also Thomas, like his actual name is Thomas.
yeah.
So he's like Thomas, or he's like Ephraim Winslow had a clean slate. Thomas, not so much, or something around the lines of that.
Ah, I see.
And so he talks about that, and then he's talking face to face with William Dafoe's character. He's like Tom, you see what I'm saying, Tom? Cuts up. William Dafoe's character is completely gone, and you just hear him. You just hear William Dafoe whisper. He's like, "Why'd you spill your beans, Tommy?"
Oh my god.
And it is a fantastic scene of just like really just eerie, like just him going, "Why'd you spill your beans?"
Yeah, Robert's just like walking through the entire like lighthouse and like the house itself. He's just walking through it, and you just hear in the background just, "Why'd you spill your beans?" But he finally gets up to like the lighthouse itself, and he like tries to open it. Or no, he goes up to the top, and he's on the railing outside of the light itself, and there's a dude laying on the ground, or like on the scaffolding kind of thing,
Okay.
and it looks like Willem Dafoe's character, and he like goes and like rolls him over, and it's him, like it's Robert Pattinson's character,
What the
and he's like
hell?
looking at himself on the ground, and then all of a sudden he turns around, fucking Willem Dafoe's character is like just butt ass naked, and like grabs his like throat, like so Robert Pattinson's on his knees, just being choked out.
Hot.
Willem Dafoe's naked, and then like lights, like beams come from his eyes,
Yeah,
from Willem Dafoe's eyes, just directly into.
Are you sure you didn't watch a porno?
dude, like it's a pretty goddamn good one.
Are you 100% sure that this is not a porn film?
I'm not even sure at this point.
I'm not even sure.
And like honestly, it just devolves from there. It purely devolves. There's a time where William Dafoe chases Robert with an axe and like busts down the lifeboat because they're also stranded there. That's why they get stranded. So that's why they run out of rations and all that. And he busts down the boat, and then Robert Pattinson runs back into the house and so does William Dafoe. Follows him in this like hobble walk. It's like think of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre where he's running with that with the chainsaw above his head, but it's like an axe and he's like hobbling. And then William Dafoe's like, "Why'd you chase me with that axe, there, Tommy?" And like, it's like, is he playing him? It's so fucking, and like it just devolves. They get to a point where they get in this fight, like this fist fight.
Yeah.
And Robert Pattinson bests him. And then he has like this basically this moment where they almost change personalities.
Yeah.
And William Dafoe's he's like the entire time William Dafoe has been calling him like a dog. He's like you lying dog or some stuff like that.
Some like sea talk.
Yeah, he's been sea talking him. He calls him a dog. And so Robert Pattinson's like barg dog. And William Dafoe just barks, and then he acts like a goddamn dog. He literally acts like a dog, and then Robert Pattinson fucking buries him. He buries him.
Like alive?
Yeah. And there's this big old speech that William Dafoe gives, and he's eating this dirt at the same time, which is just weird. And he gets the keys, and William Dafoe has one last thing where he comes in like as a kind of jump scare with the axe, and then hits Robert Pattinson like in the shoulder. Robert then bests him again, takes the axe with one hand, and you just see it comes down on him. He brings it down on William Dafoe, and just this explosion of blood just gets all over him. It's like, all right, he's dead.
Dude.
He then has the keys, goes up to the lighthouse, to the light. The light's like rotating, It stops. The door opens. And then it's like 2.5 minutes, maybe a minute and a half, of him of a zoom in on Robert Pattinson's face, and he's just laughing. He goes from like really joyful to then almost painful, and then he like trips and falls all the way down the lighthouse, and then just hard cuts to him getting picked alive by birds on like this totally different place.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
So I did do some research a while back. And the theory is, now it's not confirmed, is that Robert Pattinson died, and he's basically in a purgatory where he's just in a purgatory, and he just keeps fucking failing, and that's him getting picked alive, or like he's been getting picked alive this whole time, but like the birds are like also haunting him in a sense, or like
Damn.
And like some of the things is that the movie isn't actually like start to finish. Like it starts here, but like the start of the movie is like somewhere in the middle, while the actual like start timeline wise is like at the end or something. Like it's not congruent or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like there's just a ton of fucking theories about it, and it is a fucking whack ass movie, and It's
like a fever dream.
Yeah, it's literally a fever dream, actually. And it's I fucking love the film. I've seen it like 6 or 7 times already. But
Damn.
I watched it with my old roommate, and he was really interested in watching it before, and so I got it, and we watched it, and he's like, "Yeah, I really wish I didn't watch that." And he was so like disappointed. It was like. I was like, first of all, what were you expecting? Were you expecting this a grand film? It's William Dafoe, who honestly only does indie projects right now, and Robert Pattinson, who doesn't do much anyway.
I feel like they both made their money, so they can kind of just do what they want.
Yeah, but they're like, they fucking popped off in this. It's literally them the entire movie. There's 2 other like main actors that you see more than one other time.
Yeah.
And that's the foreman that you see in like a flashback, and you know what I mean? And there's also this whole plot going with like Robert Pattinson's character like either getting controlled or like getting hypnotized by like a mermaid or like a siren or some shit.
What?
Yep.
What the hell?
I guess someone's doing an octopus, so.
He fucks a mermaid in the movie.
Hot.
It's pretty. You see some fish pussy. It's Interesting.
Oh, it wasn't like the other way around where there's a fish on top and a lady.
No.
No. Nope.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's too bad.
I feel like it'd be better that way.
It could be.
Huh.
It'd be really scaly the other way.
Yeah,
But,
that's interesting.
but it is just a fucking nutcase of a movie, man. But it's like, it's beautifully shot. The lighting is, I mean, the couple of the monologues that William Dafoe goes on are fucking really good. There's a monologue where he, where they're both drunk and they're all at their beds, and Robert Pattinson's like, "I don't like you cooking" or something like that, and William's like, "You don't like me cooking? You gotta love me lobster."
What the fuck?
And Robert's like, he's like, "I fucking hate your lobster." And William Dafoe, like, his character, he's like, has enough, and he does like a fucking 2-minute like rant. And it's like, "Curse ye! Let thee drag down to Davy Jones' locker," and shit like that. Like, it's completely, it's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it gets dark.
Yeah.
It gets really
Really
dark.
weird. I couldn't have guessed that.
I think I'd watch it.
Dude, it's honestly, it's an hour and a half, and just sit down and just give it. You don't have to give it like full attention. You don't have to think hard, but just like absorb. You know what I mean? What's coming at you, and then like,
Kind of sit there.
yeah, just
Yeah,
sit,
definitely. Like watch it with your eyes.
yeah, definitely watch it with your eyes. It is recommended.
It's like don't listen
With
to
your
anything.
eyes?
Yeah, just make sure you have your eyes open.
Oh, I feel like if I fell asleep to it, I'd have nightmares.
I don't know if you can fall asleep to it.
Oh, shit.
Moving on to our next segment. So if anybody has a good name for it, where we talk about disc golf, because all of us except Dell, because he's our guest, is into it. And we got a good story for you, Dell.
We got a nice.
All right.
good
So
story
today we played
To be
disc
fair,
golf.
before you start, we do have a disc golf course in my city.
Well, hopefully one
So
day.
like I could disc golf if I really wanted to.
Hopefully, one of these days. But
I think I suck at frisbee though, so probably not a good idea.
we went to a course, maybe one of the only courses that's open in Iowa right now.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think most of them are closed. I think I don't.
Whoa,
remember.
doxed.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever.
Ohio.
Yeah, we're in, we're in
Ah, the other shithole, of course.
Whoops.
No one knows where the state is.
That's next to Montana, right?
Yeah, you guys grow
Yeah.
potatoes.
Yeah, ask the
Close
Canadian
enough.
where states are.
What'd you say?
Ask the Canadian where the states are.
Yeah, we're the states.
Oh, below me.
Nice.
That's it. That's all I know.
They blow me. But we went to a course, and it's a pretty wooded course. So it's basically means
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
it's a pretty it's just a really like low ceiling area. Like really, it's a tough course, but there's a lot of really good shots you can get. And it was the first time I had played. I had like thrown, and like done like just work by myself or with somebody else, like for like 2 or 3 weeks. And so this is the first time I played a course, and I was doing pretty good. And Tristan was doing fucking spectacular. Tonkar was there. Tonkar,
Nice.
Tonkar's
I'm better.
yeah, he's not into disc golf as much as Tristan and I are, but he's definitely getting better.
I just have power. That's
He's
all
got
I
that,
have.
yeah, he's got that
It's the
power.
adventure.
Go, pow.
And so we play the front 9, and nothing. I mean, a handful of things happen, but we finish 9, and the course kind of is like the front 9's like a really small circle, and then the back 9's kind of like a big circle around like the like center, like where the parking lot is basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but is it the end of it? Is it where you park? You have to walk like a half mile
Yeah.
or a quarter mile, whatever.
And we're walking by, and this fucking guy, he's like practicing putting,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Oh,
"Hey,
I saw this guy, by the way, when I first pulled up. He was with the group.
yeah." He was
Yeah.
he was at the group.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's kind of like eyeing us, and I think I can sense it. I think Tristan could. I'm assuming Tonkar could. And he's like, "Hey, can I?" He's like, "Hey, can I join you guys for the back 9?" And I'm pretty sure none of us wanted him to. but
Hmm.
You don't be rude.
you don't be rude.
Yeah.
So we're like,
I mean, it's a community game, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude, sure. And he goes, all right, cool. My name is. I'm not gonna say his fucking
Insert name here.
name. Yeah. And
John Doe.
my name is John. Yeah, we'll call him John. And he instantly starts either trying to like fucking he's like, yeah, I'm just warming my arm up for my dad and my brother are coming. You saw me earlier playing, but my dad and my brother are coming, so I just want to warm up my arm. I just went to Subway, and I'm and he's just talking, and he fucking throws his first throw, goes like 10 feet, lands in a bush.
Into the bushes, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
his first hole, not that exciting of an experience to watch. I was like, this guy really isn't that good.
He
With
just constantly kept saying, "Oh, I'm just warming my arm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just get warmed up." Okay.
We then play the next hole, probably the longest hole on the course. It's like 800 feet.
Oh my, yeah, that took
But
forever.
but we're getting ready. And he goes, yeah, and I'm just talking to him. I'm trying to have some small talk with him. He's like, yeah, I'm getting sponsored. And like I was like,
no.
really? By who? He's like, oh, just a local place. And he says it, and I honest to God forgot it. And we're like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, my dad owns it or whatever. So like, I guess that's my in. I just gotta do one more tournament. And we're like, okay, dude.
Oh no.
And he then proceeds to fucking botch his throw. The next throw he has, like he has a really he's a good throw. He's like, my arm's warmed up, I'm ready to go. And he's waiting on Tonkar. And he's like, are you using a mid range here? Tonkar's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I'd use a driver if I were you. And we're like, honestly, I
This
would
man
have.
can't throw a disc very far.
Yeah, I would have definitely used a
this
mid range at the point where Tonkar was. Like, no doubt, use a mid range. It was.
Yeah.
We're we're
There's
like,
three, or is there 3 or 4 discs?
there's I guess like technically 4-ish, but like drivers, mid range, and putters. But there's
Yeah,
like
right.
fairway drivers and stuff, and it gets a little more.
I
in
at
depth.
least know that.
Yeah. And so like he's telling Tonkar what to do, and I overhear this. I'm like, buddy, no, you're not telling anybody what to do here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He then like every hole he just fucking throws like 15 feet in front of him, and he's like talking all this game and shit. And we're still trying to be nice at this point.
Yeah.
But I think we just figure out this guy isn't the best or the smartest or the brightest.
Yeah.
He on that same hole he told Tonkar what to do, he tried to tell me what to do. And like from there on I was like, I have zero respect for you and I'm not gonna treat you like a person. He's like, yeah, you should throw a dumber. I was like, I don't have a
I
good
heard
line
him
for
say
that.
that. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I was like, there's not a good line for that. That's just gonna go to the right or in the bushes. It's like, oh, then throw a really big hyzo. Like, I can't do that either. So I'm just gonna throw. And he goes, oh yeah, I didn't even see that tree in your way. Like, okay, dude, fucking sick.
Wow.
And you're not a person anymore.
I hate people that don't have enough pride to just be like, hey man, I'm not the best. It'd be nice if I could play with somebody, because like it's kind of boring trying to practice alone, and if I could just like tag along with you guys, maybe just hang out, it'd probably make my like experience a lot better today.
Yeah.
Like just be
Yeah, or just be like a
honest with
normal
yourself,
person.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be a normal
Or just
person.
don't
Be
tell
like-
me what to do.
Yeah, like if he had
or if you do, you're like, hey, why did you decide to use the mid range? And this ask a question.
Yeah,
just be
That would
Be
have been fine. Like,
polite
oh, why'd
about
you
it,
use the mid range?
right?
Like, oh, because I didn't want to like I throw my driver as hard as I can, so I don't want to throw. I don't want to overshoot it
Yeah.
too far, throw
Yeah.
it straight or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
and yeah. He then starts throwing his disc from wherever we're standing. He like throws it from the hole to the next tee, and it's like a half-ass toss. And we're walking to the next one. He picks up this stick, and like he goes into the brush where his disc land and like investigates.
I
it.
was wondering what he was doing. He
He,
kinda,
like-
walked off.
Yeah, he walked
probably, like,
off.
70 feet. No, that's too far. Probably 40 feet away from us, like, to our right. Like where the fuck is this kid going? And so we're just walking straight, and he's like, sorry, and then he has a stick, and he's like flips his disc over with it.
Yeah.
That's what
Like-
he was doing.
Yeah, he flips his fucking disc over and he says like, "Oh, that was really cool," or some shit like
I was
that.
so
Oh,
confused why
man.
he was like in the middle of like this like brush field, like
Yep.
super tall grass, just standing there. I'm like, the next tee pad's not over that way, but
Yeah, I was
whatever,
so
man. I don't care.
confused.
we
just vibing in the bushes.
we
I guess.
He died. I wouldn't bat single eye. So
we get to the next hole, and it's a pretty short hole, but it's kind of a dangerous one. There's like a water behind the basket, but
So like a lot of hazards.
yeah, and there's
Yeah.
OB, but there's also OB on the left side, and on the
Okay.
fucking sign it says the left side's fucking OB. That's what it says.
Mhm.
And I fucking throw OB. I the second half of that game I did not do well, but the first half I did. And he
Front
goes,
nine guy.
yeah, front nine guy. But he says like, yeah, when I play with my dad, that's OB. And I'm like, okay, it says it on the fucking sign, dude.
yeah.
Mhm.
He's like, but it's OB. So I was like, okay, sure. Justin fucking.
he was probably
crushed it.
keeping score the whole time too.
Yeah, we're keeping score on UDisc, an app, because
Mhm.
but he's like, every time I was like, what's your score? I was like Tonkar, and Tonkar told me his score, Tristan score, and then I put in my own score. He's like, yeah, I got par, I got this, and I'm like, I'm not asking you, I don't give a shit about what you throw.
Oh, by the way, this guy is like probably like 6'5", 6'6", and maybe 350 pounds. Like
the dude
he is
had a
a
hunchback.
large guy. He is a
Yeah.
hoss.
Yeah,
He had so much fat. It like culminated on his back and like on top of his shoulders, so it looked like he had a camel hump.
I mean,
coming
at least
up
he's
on his back.
outside.
Dude, that's true.
Like, I'll give him the fact he went outside. He's making an effort, but like, bro.
Like, he wants to be a Marine. He's like, yeah, I was gonna
man.
go this year, but then I just decided against it. And I'm like, he's like, I might sign up next year. And I'm like, you need to maybe run.
That's why he's playing disc golf, man.
I guess, but it's like,
that's the
Yeah,
only way you
yeah,
can
yeah.
walk
And then-
around.
and then he told me his ASVAB score. Do you know what that is?
It's like
It's a U.S.
as
thing.
Yeah, so it's like it's your score. You take it in the military, and then it decides your job essentially.
So he's probably like a chef.
So he told me he got a 35.
I ain't
And I'm
gonna
like,
do
he's
shit.
like, and he's like, that's a little bit above average. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I don't know anything about the ASVAB scores.
Yeah.
So it turns out, it's a percentile score.
Oh no.
So, yeah, 50%, 50 is average.
Oh. No.
And I'm like,
So he gets to like be the check-in guy at the front
yeah,
gate.
the Marines have a really
Yeah.
low ASVAB score requirement. Their lowest is 21.
Well, it's the
So,
Marines.
It's the
so, like,
Marines. You have to be
Marines
retarded.
are,
Or
the Marines
not-
just do one thing. They're here just to drop bodies.
They're gonna drop bodies.
And they do that very
I'm not
well.
with him. I support all of our armed forces.
I'm
Definitely.
Canadian. Y'all can go fuck yourselves.
You guys don't have armed forces. So.
No, like I think like because my computer teacher was a Marine, and he's like, it's just that they have a lower entrance score for some reason, and which I don't
Mhm.
understand why, because they still do the same job that everyone else does. So
Mhm.
it's weird.
We then get to like, kind of like the signature hole of the course. Not really. There's a lot of good holes on here, but the whole
Mhm.
left side of it is right off a lake, and so it's it's a really good hole, but it's like really really hard. And
Yeah,
we get to the tee pad, and there's a lot of people fishing, right?
that's cool.
I was not on lockdown, and so people are just out doing shit. So
Yeah.
there's a dude fishing. It's him, his buddy, and his dog, and they're drinking beer. They're fishing. They're fucking living the K Kona life.
Hey, Kona, brother.
The dog starts barking at us, and this fucking guy, he goes, "I hope that dog comes near me. I'll kill him with my knife," or some shit. Like, what did he say?
Bro.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He like the dog started barking, like because it's just a dog and he sees people. He's like, "Oh, people, roof, roof."
Yeah.
And it's not like a big dog either. It's like a medium-sized lab.
Bro, and he sees you throwing like colorful things.
Yeah, like
He
it's
probably just wants to
completely
play
harmless. The dude the owner just like quieted him down real quick, and then like we go to turn to do our shots, and we hear this fucking oaf just go, "Oh, I wish that dog would fight me. I have my knife on me. I'll kill it." Like very audible. Like,
Yeah.
So the guy, the owner of the dog, heard it and
Oh,
just
no.
glared at him, like trying to kill him with his glare. Just
What
stared
Medusa
hardcore
stare?
at him. I was like, dude, what is your problem?
Yeah.
Like, I'll talk that way about geese, because like
Yeah.
Canadian geese are assholes, man.
Yeah, but that's
They're like-
they're not owned by a
But it's
human
not
being.
a dog.
Yeah, they're not owned
Like,
by
it's not
something.
some fucking beagle. Like, relax.
That's basically like saying like a kid, like, oh, the kid comes near me, I'd stab the kid.
Bro, some 5-year-old runs up on me, starts trying to bite my ankle, like, toe punch it over the fence. Nah, man, you're gonna take the kid up by his collar and put him down. Like,
And keep in mind, every one of these throws, he's honest to God, just fucking it up. Like a couple, he hits a couple good lines, but like, he's just fucking subpar. I thought I was not good. Like, I thought I was like really bad at like mid game. This guy is worse than me. I'm saying that right now. He was way worse than I was. And I'm getting a little frustrated. This guy's giving me a fucking headache. He's literally giving me a headache with how stupid he's acting.
yeah.
We play a couple holes. I go to drive, and as soon as it comes out of my hand, he goes, "Is that a truth?" Go. It's the disc. It's the truth is the disc is called the truth or truth. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Is that a truth?" And I was like, "Yeah." He says, "Dude, I love those so much. I throw them all the time." I was like, "Okay." I've been throwing it.
But, like-
I've been throwing it the entire time. I have 2 truths, and I've been throwing them the entire time. And he just said it now. And we get
People.
I'm getting a little frustrated. I have a headache, and I'm like kind of just getting to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna mess around, and I'm like throwing the disc into the basket. He fucking swats it down. He's like, no, get that out of here. And I was like, are you fucking serious, dude? I was not happy. I was ready to be like, you're gonna just go. Just get the fuck out of here. And he like,
It's like, oh.
like, I was messing around and it was pretty obvious. But don't fucking touch my goddamn disc.
Yeah.
It's like he swats it. I'm like, are you serious, dude? I was fucking angry.
Yeah.
And he looks at Tristan, he's like, oh, and laughs, and nobody's laughing with him. Nobody's fucking laughing with him.
Damn, bro, you got the whole squad.
And we get to the next hole, the magnum opus of this fucking cursed fucking adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe the second longest, but probably the most open hole in the course.
It's the easiest.
Yeah, the easiest.
Pretty much it.
This dumb fucking oaf, dude, he finds a way to fuck it up. He throws it in a fucking tree, and it gets wedged in there, so you couldn't just hit a stick with it to knock it out, right?
We hit it several times, mind you, like dead on in
Yeah.
this branch.
All right, who climbed the tree? Because I know he didn't.
I climbed the goddamn tree.
God damn it, man.
I'm like, we're sitting there, and I'm like, we're not gonna leave until this guy fucking gets his goddamn disc. We should have fucking left him there and then.
Yeah, I was really debating on just walking away. I mean, like, yeah, sorry, man. Gotta go, though.
And, we fucking... So, I hand Tom Car my phone, I get up there, and, like, I'm climbing, obviously, and, I get the disc down, and I'm like, I need to find a way down, because, getting down in the trees, probably
Do a
hard...
flip.
Yeah, getting down in the tree, probably harder than getting up in a tree. I don't climb a lot, so I don't really know,
Dude, that's why cats get stuck in them.
But...
Because they're retarded. They go up them, they're like, I don't know how to get down.
Oh fuck. But so like I'm like, alright, I'm trying to find a way down, and like Tonkar's talking a little bit, but it's like I'm trying to listen to Tristan because I just listen. I mean, I listen to Tristan when you tell me what to do.
I'm a genius. So.
He's literally a genius. But this guy's like, oh, you just do this and you do this, and I was like, I felt like my fucking dad. I was like, everyone, shut the fuck up. Tristan, tell me how to get down. And so
Bro, he
Tristan,
had a 35 on his whatever test.
dude, he had a
man.
35 on
That's
his
true.
AdVabs test. But
To be
it's,
fair, it is the Navy, not the military, so I don't know what he has business talking about trees for. He got stuck in the
trees.
lake or something, that might be a different story. Just swim! Oh, thank you.
I'd like to see him swim. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, because
You float,
there's a
what do you
lot
mean?
of swimming in the Marines. Like you gotta.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a lot of exercise in.
He's actually the lifeboat.
Oh my god.
All right, everyone, climb on him.
But I like with all like the climbing, I'd hurt my wrist, and my wrist already has like a pre-existing like injury and stuff, so it's already strained from throwing 70 plus times or whatever. And like I'm like, yeah, my wrist really hurts, and she's like, hey, just don't play the last 3 holes. It's fine. I'm already frustrated. I have a headache, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And he goes, does your wrist hurt? I was like, yep.
Oh no.
He's like, my dad's a chiropractor. He'll do it for free. Or and then he's like, dude, I would have climbed that tree if you wouldn't have. And I was like, I just want to say, dude, no, you fucking weren't, dude. That
You
tree
would have
was
had to try to though.
that tree was dead that tree was dead, like through and through, fucking dead. There's like branches were breaking. I'd like tested them and like broken branches to like make space to fucking climb. Like that thing would have fucking like the trunk would have collapsed, honestly, under the pressure of this fucking dumbass. And he's like, yeah, my dad's a chiropractor. And I was like, no, that's okay. I already go. He's like, he'll do it for free though. I just gotta tell him. I was like, nope, I'm fine. But like,
So
he'll
his dad's
do it for
a
free.
chiropractor and owns a frisbee store.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Oh, get this. He has 2 brothers. One of them is an astrochemist,
Okay. Okay.
and the other one got his doctorate in ministry.
Wait, I thought he was an actual doctor.
Nope.
Okay.
What? Because I thought he tore his rotator cuff. I thought he was gonna get fixed in North Carolina, and his.
Bro, you don't go to North Carolina to get stuff fixed, man.
Except heroin, to get that heroin fixed.
I'm so. I was. Oh my god.
Yeah, he like leaned over to me like after we started. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to this college right now, and my family is kind of upset because I'm not getting my doctorates, and everyone in my family's got their doctorates. My brother is an astrochemist. I'm like, I don't think that's
So his
even
brother
possible.
makes heroin.
Yeah, like I don't think that's possible in Iowa.
His
No, you can't be an astrochem. You gotta go somewhere else. For
When
that.
he was
He's like a Breaking Bad astrochemist.
Yeah,
when he was talking to Tristan, he goes, "So you play sports?" And Tristan's like, "Yeah, in high school." He's like, "What'd you play?" And he's like, "I played baseball." He goes, "You play first base?" Because Tristan, he's a heavier feller.
thanks,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate that.
But he's not the
Tristan's
fucking.
a unit.
He's
What do
not
you
the
mean?
goddamn hunchback of Notre Dame. Okay, he's
Mhm.
just a bigger built guy. I mean, that's all. No big deal.
It would have been worse if he
But-
asked you if you were a catcher. That would have been kind of
But he's like, "Yeah, you play first base." She's like, "Nah, I kind of
Oh.
pitched."
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
and he's like, "Yeah, I pitched a little bit more than first base or something." And like when we got stuck him in the tree, he goes, "Come on, baseball boy!" It's just at Tristan, and you could just Tristan's like, he like has his sigh.
I was like, "There's no way I'm not gonna get this guy."
You kind of set yourself up for it, though.
Yes.
Like, it's kind of funny. Like,
And
that's
He
that's
wanted
probably the funniest thing I've heard this guy say.
he's like first base and all that stuff. He's like, yeah, I played football. This I played
He
soccer.
was a left tackle.
Yeah, he's like, I got the most
No,
sacks
he
in
got
my
the most
game.
sacks. Yeah, at this like bigger
It's
high
kind
school.
of hard to stop a 350-pound man,
That's true.
What is it?
especially if he's brain dead. Like, he just knows to go forward.
Ooga booga W. That man is when he plays football, he's the definition of W mouse one.
Yeah, man.
And fuck, I don't even remember.
Baseball boy.
Yeah, he's like, come on.
He played soccer, so
Goalie?
I was thinking the ball.
Well, he's too big to beat a ball.
So
I don't
big
like
ass
being
ball.
mean to people, man. The guy's like kind of making an effort, but like when you're
Nah,
a bad
man.
person and you're like unhealthy, like it's really hard to not kind of like knock yourself down a peg. Like sometimes those people need like a pick me up and like an outstretched hand, but like that dude's obviously like has like a really good family life and like a lot of tools around him, and he's just choosing not to. And it's just like,
Or
if you had so much stuff, like, why are you like this?
now listen, or he's an actual baboon. Okay.
I mean, I've met people like that before, and it's just like, how did you even come in this world?
So
Like some people are just stupid.
some people are just born stupid and they just don't stop being stupid.
Yeah, man.
But we played the last 3 holes and I didn't play the last 3. And fuck, he said something. I forget what he said.
Oh, about
though.
drinking the weird pond. If you have $50, I'll drink the
Yeah. We crossed
Dude, I'll
this
do it for free. You can video me.
I'm really frustrated.
and I can't believe someone is just like the moment Tristan and I got in the car, we instantly started shitting on this fucking guy.
Oh, he also said he had a 22 handgun in his backpack,
Yes.
and he's 19.
K Kona, brother.
And fun fact, you have to be 21 in order to do that.
Americans.
Yeah, we instantly started shitting on him the moment we got like separated to the point where he couldn't hear us. I just was like, and by the way, this guy he had a fucking lisp. Like he had so much fat in his goddamn mouth that
Jesus
he couldn't
fuck.
speak. It was less of like a
Wow.
hey, how you? It was like this. It was like, yeah, I'm getting sponsored. I'm getting sponsored.
Dude, I have like a really little one. I can't like pronounce like THs very well and stuff.
Say
And
the.
it's like the, but
Yeah.
like thesaurus is like.
That word's not even a real word, so you're gonna be fine.
Dude, synthesizer is like really difficult.
Did you mean synthesizer?
Yeah, synthesizer.
Synthesizer.
Shut the fuck up. It's a hard go. Thistle's hard.
Well, we're at an hour and 10. So,
Oh, the question, Ben.
what question? Oh, Del,
The question to close it.
you got any socials, baby? You want to link in that?
If you want to see my face and like gym pictures and like a bunch of other stuff like that and just adventures, you can follow me on Instagram, Willis_Delray, WILLIS_DELRAY. Everything else is kind of private, but like if you want to come view my life, feel free.
You guys got any links you want to plug?
Nope.
Catch me at the disc golf man guy. I'm sorry.
Check out my Twitter at Bear Kobold. I guess.
Oh, dude, Ben tweets some spicy
Dude,
shit.
I tweet some spicy shit. Just don't scroll. I probably gotta like delete some tweets because I remember I used to do some like serious hot takes that I knew were like so edgy that they were dumb.
Dude, everybody who's famous has. It's okay.
I just want to leave them in there though. I don't know because this probably won't blow up or anything. But that'll do it. That was a fucking good one. That was pretty fun. But all right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.